man, right? But it's important. We put it out. Okay, any other? Mike?
Well, I think for me, the quality education, I mean, you need to have your basic reading, writing,
Okay.
things like that, but basically the important one would be the ability to have critical thinking and to have continuous learning. That means the ability to get into the students' culture of continuous learning, especially nowadays where
Just to stop you there so that I can better understand you. You are saying ability to get into the student's culture. Do you mean student's mind?
mindset, yeah.
Mind, okay. Okay. I'm going to put this here. Because in the next 10 minutes, we are going to come here. Any other problem? Yes, Shanti.
To produce thinkers and not followers?
Okay. I have a particularly passionate dislike for, phraseology like this. I want you to break it down. I'm a very low IQ man. When you put it in some sentence like that, I call it Bollywood. You know what is Bollywood famous for, right? Punchlines. Let's break it down. See how we can understand. I want you to name first.
My name is Daphne.
Daphne?
Yeah.
Okay, Daphne.
Yeah. So first I came here because I had to work this morning.
All of us have work. I tell you, Yogi, don't be partial to good-looking women. Don't do that. Okay? So, no, please sit down.
Okay.
My point is very simple. All of us have work. When you come late, you are telling all of us that you don't like us. That you didn't like to come before and say hello to us. You know what that means, right? But that's okay. That's gone. Tell me.
Right. The question is what defines quality education, right? In my opinion, I feel the ability to unleash or inspire potential talent, even just young children.
Yeah.
Everyone is equal in the class.
Yeah.
If a quality educator is able to unleash the potential.
Okay. So you mean to say good education should inspire the students to achieve their best. I think that's very good. Very well put, Daphne. Inspire. If I had kids, I would want that for them. Yeah? Yes, ma'am.
The educational system has to follow the Western curriculum.
Come again?
There is the education system that following the Western curriculum.
You think that's quality, or you're telling that's a problem?
Quality.
Then I didn't understand you well. Can you explain it a bit?
Educational system where it's follow the Western curriculum.
So you're saying if you follow the Western curriculum, it will be quality education. How many of you agree with her? What's your name?
Gabriela.
Gabriela. How many of you agree with her? You agree, Yogi?
I got a Western education. I turned out okay.
Okay. But you got to know Yogi. That's what we should tell you. Whether you turned out okay or not. Okay. Okay. Do you agree?
Not
When?
necessarily, no.
No.
Can we define what Western is?
Okay. Can you Western? Can you?
Curriculum, UK curriculum.
US curriculum.
A-level.
Okay.
Having been to both a Malaysian school and a British school and an American school, I can say that the quality of education is different in the sense that in a more westernized area, more discussion is encouraged. Whereas I remember being in Malaysian school and all you did was just sit down and listen to the teacher. So maybe in a sense, the quality is better.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying. You're saying that a Western classroom is more open.
That's
Okay.
more open.
Yeah. So, but I want to add an input here. What you're saying is how certain topic is taught. We call this pedagogy, right? Method of teaching. So that is like the means. We are talking about what the ends would be. You are saying that leads to good quality education. Because the teaching itself is not education, right? So if I have a method by which I encourage students to discuss, and then you end up understanding what are quadratic equations, then your ends is learning quadratic equation, but you use the method of discussions.
Yeah, another thing is maybe quality standards. I mean, that's probably, as schools we tend to benchmark European education, maybe because like their first language is English. So
No, I understand what you're saying, but I want you to think about, if somebody asked you, Emily, what is quality? Not ask you who's got quality and how we reach quality. Just ask you what is quality. I want you to think about that. Okay? Anybody else? Okay, so one thing we know today is we have different definitions for quality. That much is certain, right? For Daphne, you should be able to inspire. For Nacha, one has to know how to think critically, right? And then here we have Gabriela, for whom if it is Western education, then it's definitely quality education, right? And then we have Emily, who thinks that if it is taught in a more open and discussion-oriented classroom, then that education will be quality education. And then we have Van, who thinks that if we don't have disrespect, then it's good quality education. So essentially, quality is something that you cannot define. Nobody can define. If she says, you know what, Bala, you should send your brother to this school because this is quality education, I might disagree with her and say, sorry. And I should be able to do that without offending her. Right? So no